This week on the Digital Coffee, TikTok has decided it is a search engine as well. Instagram wants you to direct message your followers whenever you post a new post, which is clearly a bad idea. And WhatsApp wants your Zooms. All that and more after this. Good morning, and welcome to the Digital Coffee. This is your weekly dose of digital marketing and social media news for small business. My name is Amanda Webb. I am an ROI mentor and consultant. What does that mean? That means that I help businesses like yours get more ROI, more profit from the time, the energy, and the money that you spend online. You're very welcome here today. I would love you to tell me what is in your mug. Saying a big hello to Hannah and to Ginny, who I can see are watching already. Do say hello and let me know where you're watching, if you are indeed watching, and then let me know what is in your mug, because we're enjoying this coffee or tea break on a Friday morning together. I have just hoovered down a cup of tea. Literally, I'm not sure how fast people can drink tea, but I am pretty fast. So I'd love to know what it is that you have in your mug. I'm going to place my glasses on so I can read your comments. Hello to Ginny, who is watching on Facebook. Great to see you, Ginny. It's been a while. Hello, good morning to Hannah, who is saying, what? I'm imagining that's about the Instagram thing, because yeah, bad news. Hello to Joanne. Again, been ages since I've seen you, Joanne. Great to have you here, and you're drinking coffee. I can't wait to have some coffee when I finish. Anne-Marie, who is local to me. Great to see you here, Anne-Marie. Oh no, Simon, I don't know. Can you cope? Your mug is empty. My mug is also empty. I always look forward to the end of the show so I can have my coffee. Making, who is a tea expert, is drinking Japanese green tea. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. Well, I am, obviously, but I will say it wrong. Hojika, am I even close? You'll have to tell me. Good morning to Roy. We've got lots of old golden oldies, as in long-time listeners. I don't know how old you are. Great to see you here, and you're drinking decaf. Anne-Marie's getting her tea. Good morning to Timlin. Am I close? You'll have to tell me. From Nigeria, you're very welcome. Thank you so much for everyone joining. Just before I start on the news, there is those important things I need to tell you. Firstly, have you done it yet? Have you done my return on investment workshop? If you don't know how to even start getting return on investment for your digital marketing, I have prepared an hour-long on-demand workshop that you can get instant access to here. If you scan this QR code now, it will bring you straight through to the landing page where you can sign up, and you'll get an email from me with access to that. It takes you step by step through a process to help evaluate your digital marketing ROI. The second bit of housekeeping is that at 10:30 a.m, lest you forget, over on Twitter, join myself and Making Sang, where we will talk about these stories in more detail. Making will tell me I'm wrong. It's all good. It's all good. I'd love you to come and join us too. If you join on your phone, you can even join in and tell us that we're wrong. Both of us wrong if you like to. So you're very welcome. If you go over to Twitter, it's called a Twitter Space. It's a live audio room. My Twitter is @Spiderwork, and you'll see a link to that pinned to the top of the profile. Gosh, even more people here now. Haven't seen you for ages. Hello to Kate, who is drinking tea. Great to have you here. Alan, been a long time since I've seen you. Well, it's wet and wintry in Bray, County Wicklow. It's also wet and wintry in Athy, County Kildare, I tell you. Can't wait to get back into my dressing gown when I finish this show. Yes, golden oldies, Jenny. Indeed, indeed. I'm close to getting Timlin's name right. Close. I would love to get it right, but you can tell me another time. Okay, enough of all this. Enough of all this. Let's get on with the news.
Hi, I'm Danielle from Webb, and you're watching The Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
TikTok has decided it is, in fact, a search engine as well as being a social network. Why do I think this? Well, I think this because they've just announced that they're actually going to increase the length that's the wrong one. They're going to increase the length of the descriptions that you put in your Instagram, in your TikTok posts from 300 characters to 2,200 characters. Why does that mean I think they're becoming a search engine? Well, firstly, you may remember a few weeks ago, Google's own report said that younger people are using TikTok, they are using Instagram as search engines rather than using Google. That's where they're going to find information. Get a video with a couple of hundred words in a description isn't really enough to be able to index that properly, to tell people this is what this is about, this is why it's relevant to your search result. Words still win 100% of the time. So by increasing the character limit to 2,200 characters, that's a lot of space for you to write about what your video is, what it's about. It's almost like a microblog, isn't it? That you'll be able to put there. That will give TikTok a better indication of how they should index this content. What search results should it appear in? So I'm thinking that TikTok is embracing what Google has said. It knows already that that's how people are using them as a search engine. Their parent company, and the Chinese version of TikTok, which is called Dinju or something, sorry, I don't know what it's called, already has functionality like this built in. So obviously they're seeing this as a way to capture some of that search market from now and into the future from Google. So now it's your move, Google, it's your move. I can see we've got Deirdre here. Great to have you here, Deirdre. Good morning. Tuning in from a very stormy, wet Wexford. I tell you what, Alan's in a stormy, wet Bray. I'm in a stormy, wet County Kildare. You're in a stormy, wet Wexford. Anyone else in Ireland? Anyone outside Ireland? You need to know the weather here today is appalling. It is terrible. And I believe out on the west coast as well, some of that storm is coming in from America and making it very blowy indeed.
I'm Ant McGinley and you're watching The Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
If you run more than one Instagram and Facebook business page or Instagram account, or you know what, actually, if you run one Instagram account and one Facebook page alongside your profile for your business, it can be a little bit of a pain in the ass having to deal with two apps. I'm just laughing because I told myself I wasn't going to say the A word. A pain switching between those two apps. You have to go in and, I mean, it's not that much of a pain, but it's a bit of a pain. You can, of course, use Business Suite, which is a business app from Facebook that allows you to switch between your professional accounts quite easily and post them, but that has its own issues. People don't love it. So this week, Facebook is, or Meta is going to finally introduce something they've been talking about for a while called Account Center. In an Account Center, you will now be able to switch from one app between various Facebook business accounts, your Facebook profile, and your Instagram account or accounts. Is this a good idea? That's what I'm going to say. Is it a good idea? You know what? I don't think so. I actually absolutely hate the way that Facebook is now, that if I want to go and visit my business page, I have to switch from my personal profile to my business page. And I hate it because I have access to a lot of different business pages for various reasons. And it's a real pain to get back to where you want to get to. And then sometimes it gets stuck on because I've switched by accident and I'm wondering why I'm not seeing any posts from my friends on Facebook on what's wrong with my app. I don't like that. And by lumping a whole load of Instagram accounts on top of that as well, I'm not going to enjoy that either, to be honest. Now, to be honest, I'm not a fan of this. And actually, a lot of the stuff that we're getting from Meta, not a fan of either. Derbla is, she's on Facebook. Derbla on Facebook. Stormy in Waterford after drinking a gallon of tea. I tell you what. It's stormy everywhere. So wet in Dundalk, I'm telling you. Wild in Carlo. Timberlin, you have to tell me now, is it hot and sunny in Nigeria like we always imagine it is? Because I tell you what, we'll all be in envy. We'll all be in envy of you, as it is. Like, don't talk about the news. That's fine. Let's talk about the weather. I mean, we're Irish stroke English after all, aren't we?
Hey, I'm Christine Gritman, and you are watching The Digital Coffee with social media superstar Amanda Webb.
You know what I hate about direct messaging? I touched on it last week. I'm going to have a bit of a rant now. I hate, direct messages should be about having conversations, getting to know people, building relationships. So I really don't like getting direct messages that are salesy, unless, I've required that or I've requested that, or that are spammy. I hate that. It puts me off using direct messages altogether. And last week we know that LinkedIn understood this was a problem and they've started putting in a filtered inbox. There's a few things they're doing to combat it to make our direct messaging more useful. Yet Instagram, no, they don't seem to get it. They just don't get it at all, because they are testing something right now which will encourage you to share posts to your followers by direct message when you post something new. I'm actually speechless. Like, why? Why on earth would they do that? Why do they think that's a good idea? Do we not get enough spam in our direct messages already without this coming up? I'm just completely outraged. Can you tell? I don't think this is a good idea. I do think it is in the beta testing phase. Hopefully it will never make it out of it, because honestly, I can't see a good use of this ever. And that's all I've got to say about that. Tim Eileen, I'm going to try again. It's a cold morning in Lagos. I'm wondering what cold means in Nigeria. Is that like 20 degrees? Because it's not even that cold here yet. It's only like 8 degrees. I know we're going to really suffer in winter.
Hi, I'm Lee from Wellshot, and you're watching The Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb. Cheers.
If you're a creator, you've got a whole plethora of options now to monetize, because we know most social networks have come up with some sort of subscription service that you've got, like Super Follow on Twitter. We've got various other tools out there that you can, like Patreon used to be, you can subscribe for a set fee to somebody's content and they'll give you exclusive content in return. Most social networks are doing that now. We know Facebook are in the midst of introducing that with their new creator profiles, which are basically profiles with some extra business bits slotted in. And this week, they've announced a new type of post that will be a subscriber-only post that you'll be able to put up on your creator profile. So if they are subscribers, you will be able to gate the post just for the people who pay to see it. And you'll be able to actually make this like an advanced post. Rather than this is subscriber only, they will get to see it first. You'll be able to set a time limit on how long before it goes out to the rest of your followers. Now, I think this is quite a clever idea. I think it's a really good way to reward your subscribers, or even if you didn't want them to pay, if there was some way you could do it that you just rewarded a group of your followers who were your top fans, like all you guys who watch The Digital Coffee. That would be fabulous, wouldn't it? She coughs. She pauses. She coughs. She pauses. I think this would be really good. I can see that also there are business uses for this. So for creatives like musicians, a lot of the larger musicians would have fan clubs, etc., that you can sign up for, and you get exclusive access to the early bird sale for their gigs, and it's a really good way to get those first few tickets sold as well. So smaller musicians will be able to avail of this without having the logistics of having to set up a fan club. For businesses, like I say, you could have a golden circle of customers that you share things with first, which could be a really good use for it. Or as a business, I sometimes think this could be a really good way as another income stream for your business. If you are creating a lot of content, perhaps it's that good that you want to make it subscriber only. I'm really interested to see how this whole Facebook subscription model evolves over time.
Hi, I'm Charlie Lawrence and you're watching The Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
Do you have an eye on your competitors? And do you have an eye on your competitors to see what they're not very good at, or the holes in what they do? It can be a really good strategy for hoovering up some customers who maybe have an issue with that hole that competitor has. Well, I tell you, what looks like WhatsApp do, because no surprise there. It looks like WhatsApp do because they've got their eye on Zoom, I think, because this week they are launching a new feature where you will be able to send a link to an audio or a video group call via WhatsApp. So you'll be able to send that link to various people and they can just join the call by clicking the link instead of having to do all that, oh, what's your phone number? I need to connect with you. Just directly here. Which is like Zoom, right? This is how people during the pandemic were using Zoom for friends. They were just setting up a call and everyone was getting together. Like we did family, like pub quizzes and all sorts of weird stuff. We have enthusiastic family members, let me just put it that way. So I think this is, though, finding a hole in Zoom, because Zoom, if you don't pay, I think you're limited to 40 minutes. I think it's a 40-minute call, whereas on WhatsApp, of course, they're unlimited calls. So this is a really good way to drag those people. And I don't think Zoom will mind, because those people are never going to become paid customers. Zoom is essentially a business tool. Bring those people back into the fold of WhatsApp. So by identifying the weakness, finding a way that they can plug that weakness, this is a pretty smart strategy, I think, from WhatsApp. Has the rain scared everyone off? Anyone got any thoughts on any of that? I'd love to know. And I'm still waiting to see what cold is in Nigeria, because I'm figuring it's not what cold is in Ireland.
You're watching The Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
You know what's silly? I've always thought it's a bit silly that you can upload a 60-second video to your Instagram story and then it chops it into 15-second slots. Seems a little bit mad, doesn't it? And then it's really annoying because you have to decorate each individual clip, which takes ages. And then even for the user at the end, you know, they see the clip, they go, I'm not interested in this, and they tap to see, and you're still there. You're still there with your video yakking on about digital marketing or whatever it is. And so they swipe away. They don't wait to see what's next. Fixing those two problems. That's what Instagram are doing this week. They are now going to allow you to, a story, video clip in a story will now be 60 seconds long. 60 seconds long. So instead of chopping it up, it's just going to let you upload it and make it into one story clip, which I think is fantastic news. I think this is really good. But of course, why are they doing this? They're going to turn them into reels, aren't they? They just turn everything into reels. Dear Instagram, not everything needs to be a reel. Just saying. Just saying. Hello, there you go. I guess, you know, you get used to the temperatures wherever you live. Cold in Lagos, 25 degrees. I mean, that would be a hot summer's day in Ireland, but that's what I mean. If you came to Ireland, you know, if you do ever come to Ireland, just wear 5 coats. That's all I can say. 5 coats. I can't believe we're only talking about the weather today. This is a digital marketing news show, you know. So Irish, so Irish.
Hello, this is Rob Charles, the voice of Mike on Forever FM on Peter Kay's Car Share. BAFTA award winning, I've got to say, but I've not seen the BAFTA yet. Anyway, you're watching The Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb. Enjoy. I'm on tea. Shh.
You know what I like about LinkedIn creator profiles, and I can see there's lots of people here on LinkedIn. You know what I love about LinkedIn creator profiles? I love that you can add, when you switch over, they prompt you to add hashtags about the topics you're going to talk about. And as long as you keep those updated whenever you pivot or change your business, like I hadn't, when I saw this, I went and changed them again. That's really good because people are prompted to follow you when they engage with your content. It tells you what they talk about using those hashtags, and it can help people make that decision. Is this the right decision to follow this person? Are they going to be interesting when I see their posts in my feed? Or it can also turn the wrong people off. The people that have no interest in the topics you talk about can move away, move on to the next person. Really like that feature. So I'm really happy to see that Instagram is doing something similar. Soon you will be able to add topics to your profile, topics related to the things that you're going to talk about, which will be a lovely, aside from maybe you've put it in your bio already, it'll be a strong signal to people that you are a good person to follow because these are the things you will be talking about. I'm imagining because they're set topics as well, they'll have some impact on search. So maybe it will help your profile come up in search when people are looking for people talking about those topics too. I'm putting my glasses on to read the rest of the comments. There is Ian Anderson Gray. Great to see you, Ian. Isn't it the digital weather show? I think from now on, maybe I'll change it from the digital coffee. Nobody wants to tell me what they're drinking. Maybe we'll just talk about the weather instead. Maybe that's a thing. From Simon, couple of observations here. We're all going to Timberlin's for a chat. Yes, 25 degrees. I wouldn't want to go when it was hot though. I'm not sure I could cope with that. Amanda's lying about there ever being a hot summer's day in Ireland. Simon. Like, you need to come here in like random day that it's hot in Ireland. You do. There's Eileen. Great to see you. This is a good update from Instagram. I'm really happy to see this. I do think, when I first started on social media, when I was a young person, 13, 14, 15 years ago, no, I was all about, give me all the followers. I want all the followers. Everyone follow me. Whereas now I'm realizing that that's not what we want at all, is it? We only want people to follow us if they're interested in the things we talk about. And we only want to follow them if we're interested in the things they talk about. So I love this update. Deirdre is saying, drinking chocolate. Good. Last time I was in Dublin, it was sunny and a little warm. It is possible. And that was April. Well, assuming you haven't been back since I saw you in April. That was April. Look at that. That's only kind of just spring, really. So you should see Ireland in summer. Timberlin, tell you what, this year got up to 29 degrees in my garden. I tell you, I couldn't even cope with that heat. Hannah says, love it, exactly. It's all about the audience. Absolutely. I'm really excited about this update. That's actually it for the news today. It's great to see so many of you here. I was wondering if Facebook would even work because there was no announcement post this week. Long story, Facebook is changing the way that they announce Facebook posts, and some of the streaming software hasn't caught up yet. And because I used Restream to post to Facebook, there was no announcement post, but actually seemed like there were even more of you here from Facebook than usual. So I won't worry about it too much. Don't forget at 10:30 a.m. to pop over to Twitter. I'm at Spiderworking. You will see a pinned post on Twitter for the Twitter space, which is basically an audio chat, like a group phone call. If you join on mobile, you can join in, you can have your say. If you join on desktop, you can just listen, which is fine. Hopefully I'll see some of you there. If not, I will be back here, same bat time, same bat place next week. Until then, bye-bye.